Hi, this is Stacia, and I wanted to share another miniature. This game was 18 moves long, and I played the white pieces against Zephyr 417. I was rated 1369 for this game, which is a 3 minute and 2 second increment game, and Zephyr was rated 1371, so about equal. Um, And I want to apologize in advance because, yeah, my voice is gone. It's been gone about 6 days. I've been delaying doing a video, but I can't really stop. So we're going to try this out. I hope it's not too annoying. All right, so I opened with e4 as per my New Year's resolution, and my opponent played the Sicilian defense with c5. Okay, and d4, the Smith-Morra Gambit. So my favorite opening. And just so you know, I did go through this game without a computer engine and without book moves, but I am now going to turn them on. So I will go over my comments, and I actually recommend this for any improving players to go through your game first without an engine, draw some conclusions, and only then add the engine. And so I'm adding the engine now with you guys, so we'll see if my analysis was accurate. It won't be. Okay, so c takes d4, c3, he takes and accepts my challenge. And so as you can probably guess, this is my favorite thing to look at in these miniatures because I feel like I learn a lot in these attacking type games. So we're going to especially focus on how to punish inaccuracies by black in this line, and also um, attacking ideas that I missed during the game. I want to be familiar with as many as possible. So knight c6 was played. This is normal. Knight f3. a6 was played. This is actually not a book move, so I am curious why. Computer does not have a problem with this at all. In fact, it's telling white to play a3. Very suspicious. Um, but I actually think this move is fine because knight b5 is often a problem, and it just stops that. And now the queen can go to c7 a little safer. And I should probably draw some arrows, right? Why not? This can't come here. All right, so I played bishop c4. This is normal. e6. We're probably back in book now, and yes, we are. And here, I just simply castled. One thing I'm bad at is playing e5 at the right time. Sometimes you play it before you castle, but here I don't think, I think it's still premature, so I castle. This is fine. All right, queen c7 was now played. Okay, so computer doesn't love this move. I agree. I actually think probably black should not commit their queen yet and maybe play like, they really need a scheme. Like knight e7 is probably an option. Maybe bishop e7, I guess, is an option. Or maybe b5 are the moves I'd be considering here. And I could see a computer likes b5 and knight ge7. And oh yeah, and d6. This is definitely a move that can be played, just kind of discouraging e5. And this gives the Scheveningen pawn structure against the Morra Gambit. Okay, but queen e7 is not losing. The thing is, and I made a note about this, there's no knight b5, sure, but this rook will eventually come to c1, you know, and notice this file is an open file. So, like, does black really want their queen there? I mean, I don't know. I think that's an excellent question, though. Queen e2. Yeah, and I would already give myself an inaccuracy here. So let's see if the computer agrees. The thing about the Morra is the normal plan, and I'd actually like to eliminate the zeros. Okay. The normal plan is queen e2 and rook d1, and this is just the normal stuff. Bishop like here, maybe bishop here. And this is the normal plan. But sometimes there are better plans, and like early e5s and that sort of thing. I went with queen e2 here because I didn't know what else to do, but I was actually wondering if there's a better move. Computer likes rook e1, h3. Yeah, I mean, computer plays these positions kind of slow, um, which is probably fine if you're really accurate later, which I probably won't be. But okay, I think queen e2 is fine. It's just that the computer does like black a little bit after this move. And now knight f6 is played. Okay, so, all right. So guys, if you don't know this about the Smith-Morra Gambit, I'll tell you. I hope that none of my opponents are watching this video. Knight f6 is usually a bad idea because white wants to play e5 really badly. And when the knight's here, it comes with tempo. And the knight's going to be dislodged. I think the knight is probably better here. And there are lines where you can play this move, but you got to be really careful. I think here it was kind of careless. Yeah, and computer is giving e5 immediately. So if I go e5, I think the problem is black can't play d6 anymore. So I kind of own this square. Can I put a piece there? I guess not at the moment. But here, I mean, where does the knight go? If knight g4, I mean, I'd be tempted to play h3. Computer doesn't want to yet, but if I do this... Oh, they take the pawn. Of course. So don't play h3. Instead, defend first. That's why the computer wants that. Yeah, and now, like, let's say b5, probably bishop e3. And, man, the computer gives this line. I definitely would play that here. Can he take? This is pretty interesting. I mean, if he takes here, we take with a bishop. The knight's attacked. Rook c1's coming. All right, so let's say he moves the queen. I don't know. This looks kind of scary, like a move like this. I guess knight h6. Wouldn't I just take? Yeah, I don't know if people want to get into this kind of thing. But, I mean, computer's not scared. But let's be honest, anyone playing black here would be pretty scared. Okay, and actually the computer's coming around now and saying plus 1.3 for white. Okay, so sorry to go off on that tangent. I guess I don't totally know how to refute this move other than to play bishop f4. But I think it's uncomfortable for black. h3 is going to come. You know, let's say they play a slow move. Does the computer want h3? It does. It pops up. It still doesn't want it right away, but wow, it wants to go h5. And can I take? I guess not. It doesn't want to take. Yeah, very interesting line. And I don't know how I feel about this entirely. I mean, you do have this going on. You have this going on, maybe. Pretty interesting. So I guess knight g5 is a thing. It's just that, yeah, but the computer is thinking these lines are slightly better than what I choose. So I think I'll try that next time. This is why I like to learn things here during these games. All right, but I went rook d1, which is the normal plan. Sorry about that. Let's go this way. All righty. So, computer is freezing up. Sorry. Here, my opponent went bishop c5. And I think this is probably a mistake. Just because black should probably play d6 here. you know? Yeah, computer's giving d6, b5, which is a tempo move, or even knight e5. Interesting. Knight e5, knight takes, queen takes. Really? Huh. I don't think humans play that way, though. All right, so he played here. And, okay, now I should probably go e5. In the game, though, I do something that is common in the Smith-Morra, but is a complete blunder here. All right, so I'm going to look at e5 first. This is the move I should have played. And here, I'm guessing knight g5 is an answer. Or knight, I keep saying knight g5. I'm so sorry. It's knight g4. That is the 4th rank, Stacia. Oh, okay. Yeah, and now I can play knight e4. That attacks the bishop. Okay. We're starting to look at our attacking ideas here. Don't forget that we have discoveries also. So yeah, I mean, where's the bishop go? I guess here. I think the bishop should go there. Like, tucking the bishop away from the king is probably a bad idea, because at some point I will have an attack. Yeah, and I can just jump in now, right? So knight d6 check. And this is also a common idea that I see, is jumping the knights, or placing sometimes a rook in here too is good. Yeah, and it wants bishop takes, and you can take with a pawn in this case. Almost always it wants to take with a rook, but here it wants to take with a pawn. I think because the queen is uncomfortable. If here, bishop e3, if here, bishop d2, if queen d8, this pawn's really annoying. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, truthfully, if white's better here, but I think white is more annoying. Okay, so it's an interesting idea to go e5, and then after knight g4, knight e4, chase away the bishop, and then hop into d6 with check. So that is sort of the idea there, and then to wedge a pawn in. So a pawn wedge idea. That's our attacking idea. Instead, I went with the classic knight d5 sack. And here, I kind of realized this after I played it. I'm like, you know what? I think he actually can take. And the reason is a little farther down the line than I usually think, unfortunately, because I'm not the best calculator ever. I think after check, he does have knight e7. Computer is verifying. And the problem is, I can't play this move. Normally, I'd want this in, but he just takes. And I don't have any way to attack this pin knight. It's defended by a bishop on top of it. Bishop's defended by the queen. So therefore, knight d5 doesn't work. A lot of times, this bishop is not there and is instead pinned, and then you can push e6, and it tends to be beneficial. You win the bishop. But here, it doesn't work. Now, as you can see, my opponent does not watch Ben Feingold videos, clearly, because Ben Feingold says if someone sacrifices, you should take it. You should take the sacrifice. Well, my opponent was scared of it, so he played here. That is also a blunder because my sack was unsound. Now I'm pretty happy because I take, and after knight e7, again, I wanted to play d6, but it doesn't work. You push, and he just takes it and laughs. So I didn't want that. So I took this way, and I like this move. Just because, well, I'm not the best attacking player, but I'm learning. And one of the things I've learned is that all these open lines are good for white, you know? And isolated pawns are good, so he's going to have to take this way, and that opens a line here. And yeah, it just seems like even though I'm down a pawn, um, I really like white's compensation for the pawn here. Yeah, in fact, I wrote, it's funny that I'm commenting on the same thing here. I wrote in the comments that I think white has full compensation. White needs one move to be fully coordinated, like something like this maybe. And black needs 4 moves. So I was thinking, the bishop has to move, castle, and then like bring the rooks to the center. That would be 4 moves. So if you think of a tempo as being a third of a pawn, which, it's one of those rules that you can go by. It's not always accurate, but I think here it holds true because that means I would guess about 1.3 for white minus the 1 because we're down a pawn. So I would think about 0.3 for white, and the computer says plus 0.4. So that is a way that you can try to evaluate pawn down positions in the opening. Plus my pieces are placed well. This knight's good. This queen's good. This rook's awesome. This bishop's going to get to a nice square. This bishop's on a nice square. So you can tell that white has more than full compensation here, I'd say. So, okay. Bishop g5 I played. I'm curious about this move because it's kind of an okey doke move because I wanted him to play f6, which I think is kind of a mistake. I thought after f6, maybe I can just go here, and I'm threatening the b pawn or the e pawn. Yeah, and I guess if he castles, check, takes, check. Maybe rook f7, and now I've won my pawn back, and I do like my position better, and it's going to be a game of chess from here. So, rook c1 is happening, and yeah, I think I like white here. I would play this game. Slightly better white, I'd say. But all right, bishop g5, he didn't play f6. Instead, he castled. Very logical. He's got to finish development, and if he does, then maybe I'm just down a pawn. And now rook a c1. And yeah, I told you this rook would come here, right? So pressure down the c file. So white still has pressure. This bishop is still not a good bishop at all. It's blocked in. All right, and he played b6. Probably black didn't know what to do, and he wants to get his bishop on b7. But one thing I noted is that I like to see this move because it undefends the e6 pawn. And notice how I have pressure there. So there might be tactics there at some point, although probably not right away. But b6 seems slow. And so let's see if we can find a better move for black here. What would you play as black? I don't know. I would play b5, I guess, but no, the bishop. I'm worried about my bishop. So maybe not b5. What about just h6? Give the king luft and push the bishop away. I can't go here. I guess I could back up. Oh, and maybe this. Yeah, maybe knight f5. So this is a way black could continue. Instead, b6. And now I go ahead with the move a3, which this is slow, but, and pretty obvious. I'm kind of forecasting what I want, right? I want to play b5. I want the bishop to move, and then I want to maybe take here, and the queen has to move, or something like that. But he just plays b4. Or wait, I'm sorry. He plays queen b8, so undoing the pin. So do I have something more forcing here? Computer is giving b4 immediately. Wow, really? So let's have a look at that. This is our attacking idea. b4. So, yeah, we're just distracting the bishop. And can I take on e6? I can. Computer likes an even better move. So I want to look at this. Take on e6. And the queen has to move, right? It wants to bring the bishop back. Very interesting. Now the bishop is sort of cemented there in this line. And I have to move my my bishop back. So it's basically a pawn for a pawn. Do I get anything out of that? I don't know. So I'm not very impressed by b4. But then again, the computer had a different continuation. So after b4 and bishop takes b4, the computer likes to move bishop d5. Yeah, okay, interesting. I considered this during the analysis, but I actually thought it didn't work because of knight takes. Here, it does work because we're immediately hitting the queen, and wow, it still wants knight takes. It's saying that sacking the queen is best. So do I just lose a lot of material? I lose my bishop. He loses a queen. And now what? Oh, yes. He wins a rook. Do I have a follow-up? Do I have a follow-up? Not especially. I like this, but the problem is this knight is actually defending the frickin' rook. So, yeah, interesting. Alrighty, well, I'm definitely learning some new stuff. So after, so bishop d5 is a move, but it's not particularly great, I don't think. So we looked at takes and rook takes and, I guess computer likes that, but I honestly, I wouldn't go for that in a game because I can't really accurately assess this in my head. But it doesn't look amazing or anything, you know? Bishop back here. They could even go a5, can't they? Yeah, I'm a little scared of this. And the fact that I don't feel like I have tons of pressure anymore. Maybe I have more than I think. This bishop is going to develop. So, yeah. The funny thing about these lines, though, that I find, especially as a Class B player and an improving player, is that the computer will find these funny lines like this where humans would say, you know, white might have some play here, or actually white might be a little worse, but it's a game. But there's stronger ways for white to continue in terms of applying pressure and giving your opponent a chance to slip up. I think black would be happy in this position. So, okay, let's go back. Sorry that the analysis is so crazy. It's funny that I spend 3 times longer in the analysis than I do during the game, since this was a blitz game. But okay. b6 was played. a3 was my idea. I'm not convinced by the computer's b4 early. I don't think I'll do that, although that is something to look at in the future. Now my opponent moved his queen b8. And one thing I did notice during the game, wow, my voice cracked, sorry, is that queen b8 does undefend this knight a little bit. This bishop is now the only piece defending the knight. So a little alarm went off in my head. Like, can I do something to this bishop? And so I played b4. So this move is now forced, as far as I can tell. Computer agrees. And if I can dislodge this bishop in any way, the knight will fall. So I thought about rook takes, but of course the queen takes. So that's horrible. Now the knight's defended. So I needed something else. So I attacked with queen d3. And I want to see if the computer liked this move. It says queen d2, same idea. Oh, now it likes queen d3. All right, so this is actually the best move. And the attacking idea here is a little sneaky, but for anyone higher than my rating, it's probably pretty obvious. Black's pieces are not coordinated, and this king does not have the Luft move in, which he should have put in earlier. So with the bishop attacked twice now, I don't think rook d8 works. And I actually played queen d3 because I thought he would try this. And if this move did work, I don't think I would play queen d3, lining the rook up with my queen like that. So, but the problem is he needs to find some other resource. And what does the computer come up with? I wasn't sure what he should do. It actually says knight d5. Yeah. White's still better. It wants to throw in tempo moves. h6. Yeah, this is actually probably good. I could take, and after queen takes, rook takes, there is this move. H takes g5. But now I could take, right? I mean, there's pawns hanging. I could take there. This is hanging. The bishop's still not developed. Computer says white is better. And I agree, because we basically win the pawn back with an advantage. So, yeah. So I guess my position's good here after queen d3. The other one you could try is b5. It's a tempo move. I could probably still take. I could still take. Takes here. I win the pawn. So, this is still under threat. And so maybe knight d5 is the best idea. I don't know. Here, though, I just take it, don't I? I just take it. And after this, I just want a pawn with advantage again. Yeah, computer wants to sack the bishop this way or play h6. Yeah, I like white in all of these lines, so I'm pretty happy to see that. But instead, in the game, and I'll just wrap this up, my opponent did play rook d8, and I had a feeling this was losing, because why can't I just take the knight now? You take it, and the bishop takes, and even though that's defending the rook, I have two guys coming down, and that looks like a back rank. So I did take, and yeah, he realized he can't take back and resigned, because bishop takes, and now queen takes, bishop takes, and rook takes checkmate. So always happy to find tactics in my blitz game. I actually do find a lot of tactics. They just usually are blunders. So, but yeah, I'm just to share with you where I am in my chess journey. I recently, well, not recently. I changed all my openings to. I went from 1d4 to 1e4 on January 1st. And actually on June 1st, I'll be changing my black openings as well. So stay tuned for that. But this is part of a master plan of mine to get more open games, more attacking games. My repertoire is almost all gambits now, in an effort to learn how to attack better and get different kinds of positions and expand myself as a player. And I do feel that even though I expected my rating to take a hit by changing my game so dramatically, which it has, I'm like 1650, which okay, my floor is like 1500, so it's really not that bad. But my high is 1790, so I'm a little ways from that. But at the same time, I feel like I'm learning such a tremendous amount, and that my game really is changing. So I'm doing this for 1 year, and come January 1 of 2020, I'll decide to change again. And actually, what I would love to do is play both e4 and d4. So, and you know, club players don't do that, but grandmasters do. And I'm trying to become a master in the long run. I know that's ambitious at my age. I'm 40 years old. Um, but I guess people say I'm arrogant. Maybe I am because I believe I can do it. Well, I don't believe I can do it. I believe there's a chance I can do it. Let me put it that way. But I also know how tremendously hard it is. And I know there's people that sometimes try their whole lives and never do it. So that could likely be me as well. But I enjoy chess so much and I enjoy this community so much that even if I fail at that goal, um, then I'll still look fondly back on this part of my life trying for it because I feel like if you don't try, then you've already failed. Or like Grandmaster Ben Feingold says, trying is the first step to failure. So I'm on that path and I'm okay with it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Hope you learned something. Bye.